What does it take to become a legend? Not just a winner, not just a champion, but someone who redefines the sport itself. Across the asphalt veins of Europe and the dusty, winding roads of America, a handful of American cyclists have dared to chase greatness. Some have won, some have inspired, some have broken the rule, and all of them have shaped the legacy of American cycling forever. Today, we count down the top 10 greatest American cyclists of all time. From Olympic heroes, to Tour de France titans, to mavericks who rewrote what it means to ride with heart. This is BikeFlix. And these are the legends on two wheels. Number 10, Phinney, the American sprinter who lit up Europe. Before the US dominated European cycling, one man was out there fighting alone. Stage after stage, pedal stroke by pedal stroke. Phinney wasn't just fast, he was fearless. Born in Colorado, Finny was part of the fabled 7-Eleven team, the first US squad to take on the European peloton in the mid-1880s. In an era dominated by European dynasties, Finny gave them a reason to look over their shoulder. His resume? Over 70 professional victories, including 2 Tour de France stage wins and 5 wins at the Kuss Classic, America's most prestigious stage race of the time. He was a pioneer, proving that Americans could not only survive in Europe, they could win. But perhaps his greatest battle came off the bike. In 2000, Finny was diagnosed with Parkinson's disease. He didn't disappear. Instead, he turned his platform into a mission, founding the Phinney Foundation, helping thousands of people fight their own races. Today, his legacy rides on, not just in cycling history, but in the lives he's touched beyond the bike. Number 9, Greg Randolph, the soul of American grit. If you haven't heard of Greg Chopper Randolph, you're not alone. He wasn't a superstar. He was something rarer. He was a pure cyclist, the kind who eats pain for breakfast and grinds through mountains just for the love of the ride. A member of the US Olympic team in 1996, Randolph raced not for the headlines, but for the honor of the jersey. He spent much of his career as a domestique, sacrificing personal glory to pull teammates through hell. But riders like Randolph are the backbone of American cycling. He represents the unbreakable spirit, the unsung warrior. In the shadows of stars, he still shined. Number 8, Vanguardan, the great hope of a new generation. There was a moment in the early 2010s when all eyes turned to one name, Vanguardan. Tall, analytical, and impossibly consistent, TJ was seen as the next great American GC contender after the Lance Armstrong era faded. 5th place at the 2012 Tour de France, 2-time winner of the Tour of California, best young rider at the Tour, and multiple podium finishes in stage races worldwide. Yet, the weight of expectation is a heavy saddle. TJ never cracked the Tour podium, but his presence signaled a transition, a clean era, a new kind of American cyclist, precise, ethical, and fiercely competitive. Though he retired in 2021, Vanguardan left behind a roadmap for how to chase yellow with integrity. If you've made it this far into the countdown, you're one of us, a cycling soul, a lover of the story behind the sweat. This channel, BikeFlix, is still small, but we're building something powerful. If you like what you're hearing, drop a like, hit subscribe, and leave a comment below. Who is your favorite American cyclist? Who did we miss? This helps Aitor, the creator behind this channel, reach more fans like you and keeps the wheels turning. Back to the countdown. Number 7, Kristin Armstrong, the queen of time trials. No relation to Lance, but in the world of women's cycling, Kristin Armstrong is the Armstrong that matters most. A Haramzoros Olympiai Araniermes a Ido Futasban. Peking 2008, London 2012, Rio 2016. Let that sink in. She retired twice, came back twice, and each time she came back to win. Her dominance in the race of truth made her the most decorated female time trialist in Olympic history. And she didn't come from the European circuit. She came from Idaho. She raced on heart, preparation, and an iron will. Kristin Armstrong showed every young girl in America you can chase gold and catch it. Number 6, Andy Hamston, the snow warrior of the Gavia, May 1988, the Giro d'Italia, stage 14. As snowstorms swallowed the Italian Alps, one American refused to stop. That man was Andy Hamston. He attacked through blizzards, over the brutal Passo di Gavia, his face frozen, his body shaking, but he never cracked. That day, Hamston took the Maglia Rosa, and weeks later, he won the Giro d'Italia, becoming the first, and still only, American to do so. But it wasn't just the win, it was how he won, with courage, with humility, with no shortcuts. Today, that ride up the Gavia is legendary, etched into the mythology of world cycling. Andy Hamston didn't just race for glory, he raced for history. Number 5, Taylor Phinney, the artist on wheels. Some athletes ride to win. Taylor Phinney rode to express himself. The son of Davis Phinney and Olympic cyclist Connie Carpenter, Taylor was cycling royalty from birth, and he lived up to it, briefly, with a career that blended beauty and speed. U23, world champion in the time trial, 4th in the London Olympics TT, Tour de France, stage leader, and winner of multiple national championships. But his true power? Vision. Phinney thought like an artist. He brought poetry to the peloton. A brutal crash in 2014 nearly ended it all. He fought back, but he never chased results again. Only moment. When he retired at just 29, he chose joy over glory. And maybe, just maybe, that's more legendary than any jersey. Number 4, George Hincapie, the loyal lieutenant. 19 Tour de France, 17 finishes, the most of any American in history. George Hincapie was the ultimate teammate, riding for Lance Armstrong, Alberto Contador, and Cadel Evans. He was there for 3 different Tour de France winners, a human engine, a rock. He never won the Tour, but he helped others do it, time after time. A loyal lieutenant, but also a legend in his own right. 3-time US national champion, Gent Wevelgem winner. Multiple stage victories in the Tour of California and Dauphiné. Yes, his name appears in the doping admissions, but his story is inseparable from American cycling's most complex chapter. And maybe that's the point. Hincapie reminds us that greatness is never simple. Number 3, Lance Armstrong, the fallen king. You knew he'd be on this list. The question is, where? Lance Armstrong was once the most famous cyclist in the world. 7 Tour de France wins, cancer survivor, global icon, and then he wasn't. Stripped of his title, banned for life, the architect of the most elaborate doping program in sports history. But even now, his influence lingers. He brought millions to cycling, he inspired millions more with Livestrong, and he forced the sport to confront its darkest truths. Love him, hate him, he shaped the game. Lance Armstrong is not number 1, but he is, undeniably, one of the most important. Number 2, Sepp Kus, the Eagle of Durango. In an era where American stage racing had faded into memory, a quiet climber from Colorado started writing a new chapter. His name is Sepp Kus, and he might just be the most beloved rider in the peloton today. For years, Kuss was the mountain Sherpa, sacrificing his legs to help stars like Primož Roglic and Jonas Vingegaard win Grand Tours for Jumbo-Visma. But in 2023, everything changed. After racing the Giro d'Italia and the Tour de France as a loyal domestique, Kuss lined up at the Vuelta a España and stunned the world. Not with a single attack, not with dominance, but with consistency, resilience, and humility. He climbed into the red jersey and never gave it back. The first American Grand Tour winner in a decade, and the first to do it not as a chosen leader, but as a humble teammate turned unexpected hero. Sepp Kus reminded the world, greatness doesn't always shout. Sometimes it just climbs. Number 1, Greg LeMond, the true American pioneer. Before Armstrong, before Hamston, before Kuss, there was Greg LeMond, the only American to win the Tour de France without any ties to doping. Not once, not twice, but 3 times. In 1986, 1989, and 1990. And how he did it is the stuff of legend. In 1986, he battled his own teammate, Bernard Hinault, the Badger, to claim yellow. In 1989, he came back from a near-fatal hunting accident and beat Laurent Fignon by just 8 seconds in the most dramatic Tour finish of all time. And in 1990, he did it again, cementing his place in cycling history. Greg LeMond didn't just win. He redefined what was possible. A time trial genius, a tactical mastermind, a voice for clean sport, a survivor, a fighter, a legend. He is, and always will be, the greatest American cyclist of all time. From the snow-covered climbs of the Giro to the podium in Paris, from Olympic velodromes to the backroads of Colorado, American cyclists have carved their names into the sport's deepest stone. Some inspired us with courage, some with controversy, some with quiet, tireless work, but all of them rode for something bigger than themselves. As the wheels turn into the future, new names will rise, new battles will be fought, and the road will always stretch forward. Because cycling isn't just a sport, it's a story. And these 10 riders, they wrote the chapters no one will forget. If this story moved you, if you felt the climb, the crash, the comeback, then help us tell more stories like this. Leave a comment below. Who would be on your top 10 list? Hit like if you believe cycling is more than just racing, it's about resilience. And subscribe to BikeFlix, where history rides again every week, because this channel, created by ATA, is just getting started, and your support powers every pedal stroke. We'll see you on the next ride.